Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of different services that I do offer to assist you in your awakening journey. So if you feel so moved to do so, check those out in the description box below. We're going to get right into it today. Today we are going to be doing a reading for the sign of Cancer. This is going to be Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs. This is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone. Take what fits and leave the rest. You can swap around the roles if this has to do with another person. You may be the person that is the subject. It may be somebody else, and you may be the secondary person. There's just all different ways that you can sort of kind of adjust this to fit, because it is so general. And so I do advise that you do that. Just whatever feels right to you, whatever resonates, however it resonates, just allow it to be and do that. So we have the King of Cups coming out as the first card here. So this is the energy of a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a masculine energy that's very in touch with their feminine side. It's a masculine energy that is able to show his emotions, right? He knows how to ebb and to flow with those emotions. He has mastered those emotions. Those emotions don't master him. He's that sensitive type, right? Sensitive, but like also firm and strong at the same time. And then it's interesting, we have the Page of Swords, which is generally kind of somebody who's sort of gathering information, doing research. It's that sort of childlike stage where you're just learning about things. And then we have the Seven of Swords, which tends to often be like deception and mischief. So what I'm feeling for you guys, and this being the water sign energy for a lot of you, this may be you, right? It feels like you guys have been doing some research, maybe sort of spying a little bit, like you've suspected that somebody wasn't quite on the level, that maybe their words and their actions weren't lining up, or like something just wasn't feeling right to you. And so you've been really looking into this situation. You've been possibly kind of asking around, maybe on social media a little bit, sort of checking things out, kind of putting the pieces together and finding that the pieces don't exactly fit. Let's get more information on this Seven of Swords. Okay. So we have the Hermit card, which would be Virgo energy. We have the Four of Swords, which is like rest and recuperation after a period of strife. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, which is like teamwork and collaboration and learning. And so I feel like for you guys you've been kind of withdrawn for a little while. This may have been a situation you've been withdrawn. You've gone within, and you've had some awakenings and some realizations as a result of that. And maybe some of those realizations had to do with somebody that you were partnered with in some sort of sense, whether this was business, whether this was family. This is a Pentacles card, so for a lot of you this could be a business venture, but a partnership in some sort of way, and you've learned something. Or it's weird, I'm getting an interesting vibe from this Three of Pentacles card right now. I'm also getting, for some of you, that from some sort of other person you've learned some things, maybe about this situation here. So for some of you guys, this was a collaboration or a partnership that you kind of had to pull away from for a while, and after you were able to get a little bit of distance from the situation, you understood something about it that you didn't understand before, is sort of what I'm getting here. Let's get some more cards on this. This is intriguing. So we have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, but that's also the energy of somebody who's really cool and calm and collected and strategic, and really knows how to stand in their authority and stand in their power. It's interesting because this card represents Aries traditionally, but I feel a Capricorn energy from this card a lot. And so I'm feeling for some of you guys, this has to do with Aries season. This has to do with this Mars and Aries transit that we're having right now, and how it's really helping you to step into your empowerment. I feel like whatever the situation was or is, that you were sort of getting more information on, it's really helped you to step into your empowerment. I'm feeling for some of you guys too, like maybe there was a situation that you suspected there was a lot of deception and people weren't quite on the level. And so you've been really trying to figure that out for a while. And for some of you guys, so yeah, I mean, this is going to vary widely depending on who you are. But for some of you guys, maybe you're realizing that it was your own perception that was a little off. Let's get some more on that. Interesting. So whatever the situation was, whether you're realizing that maybe you misjudged a situation in whatever way that goes, whether you judge someone as trustworthy and they ended up to be not, or whether you judge someone as untrustworthy and they ended up to be. For some of you guys, I feel like there's been a lot of situations where there's been deception going on. Some of this from other people, some of this from yourselves. And part of this awakening that you're going through is this like sort of understanding of what was what and of the ways that your own perceptions sort of influence situations. And so you're moving into this energy. For some of you that this wasn't a business partner or something, or a partnership, you're moving into an energy of coming into a partnership. Or coming into or strengthening a partnership. You've got the Emperor energy, you've got the Chariot, which is like decisive, like you've made a decision, making a decision about something, setting that intention and getting the ball rolling. And then you have the Two of Cups as well, which is like soulmate love. So I see you guys like really moving forward. I feel like, yeah, for a lot of you guys, the way these cards are playing out, it's sort of like you went inside with this Hermit card into this energy of like really like pulling back from whatever situations. Like there may just have been some drama in general that you guys were involved in. And you've really had to kind of cut through that drama and cut through that bullshit, cut some of that out for a little bit and just really evaluate things on your own. Really go internally, have your own sort of journey where you kind of pulled yourself away from all that energy and had to really assess what was real and what was not. And yeah, this period of this withdrawal and of this recuperation and rejuvenation, and you're coming out of this energy like you've learned a lot. This Three of Pentacles, it's also like you've learned a lot, whether it's conversations that you had with other people, things that, you know, like with this Page of Swords, things that you've been studying, whatever the case may be, like you've learned a lot and you've grown a lot through that process. And now you're very much in this energy of like knowing what you want. And for some of you who, with this Two of Cups here, and like I'm seeing you going after that. Anything else here? Anything else on the Two of Cups? Interesting. So I feel like whatever the situation with this Two of Cups is here, with this soulmate situation, I mean, we have the Five of Swords, which is like a battle, right? It's like a battle where it appears that there is a winner and a loser, right? Just, yeah. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is nostalgia, past life. Some people consider this a card of reconciliation. And we have the Magician, which is like the master manifester, right? So I feel like this situation, I feel like for some of you guys, this was a past situation. It's like the past card is sort of like sandwiched in between these two cards. So it's sort of like a situation that involved a lot of fighting or a lot of just like disagreement, and it felt like a battle. Whatever it was, it felt like a battle. Whether this was because you guys were quite literally duking it out, or because it just like, and these are swords, right? So it's like mentally, especially, it was like a mental, like a lot of mental battling. There may have been some manipulation involved on one or both sides. There may have been just a lot of maybe some harsh words exchanged, just a lot of that energy. And then I'm being drawn to like these two figures who are just like walking off, like exhausted, like I can't do this anymore, right? And then we have the Magician, which is, so it's sort of like all of this strife and this exhausting energy like caused you guys to walk away from each other. But then like there's still that nostalgia and there's still that memory creeping back in. Like thinking, and that's where the Magician comes in, right? It's like thinking about the other person on one or quite possibly both sides, and just how that energy is kind of like manifesting you back into their reality. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling for that. Anything else on that? Then we have the High Priestess and we have the Queen of Wands. And so the High Priestess is like the keeper of all the secrets, right? She's also like our higher self. She represents our higher self, our higher intuition, that part of us that knows absolutely everything. And the High Priestess tends to be this energy sometimes where she kind of takes control and she reveals things when the time is right. And so like there may have been a lot going on in this situation that like wasn't really known or wasn't really understood. And there was a reason for that. But I'm also feeling this as like you connecting in with your higher intuition. But then we have the Queen of Wands coming out with that, which is fire energy. So this is like Aries, Sagittarius. I always forget one of the fire signs or one of the signs whenever I list all the signs. I don't know why. It absolutely never fails. Leo, right? There you go. So that type of energy, but really it doesn't, like, you don't have to pay too much attention to the signs. What it is a feminine energy that embodies that fiery energy, right? So passionate, charismatic, sexy, all of those different things, like creative, inspired, inspiring, all of that. And so what I'm feeling is, I'm feeling that the High Priestess, sort of that things were perhaps portrayed on purpose a way other than what they seemed, for a reason that might not have been understood previously. I'm definitely feeling that energy, but I'm also feeling this feminine energy as sort of a combination of the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands. So someone who has all of those fire qualities, but also that higher intuition and all of that as well. And so I'm feeling for some of you as well, this could be like an awakening or a deepening of divine feminine energy and that deep intuition that comes with that energy. And I'm being drawn to the sunflower that she's holding here, which is representative of new beginnings. So that's really interesting. Let's see. What else? Tell me more about the Six of Cups. King of Pentacles. Queen of Cups, which would be a counterpart to the King of Cups. And the Two of Wands. So this is interesting. So we have, interestingly enough, with these two cards coming out together, it's sort of like, I feel like we have two energies that are a little bit of a mismatch. Like we have one, which is the earth energy. So this is like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, the masculine energy. And then we have this feminine energy that is a water energy. So like we said, like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But more than that, it's the energies of this. So someone who's very, very concerned and established in the material world. Somebody who's very stable, very grounded. And somebody who's led more by their emotion, right? And their intuition. Somebody who's very sensitive. So it's like, I'm also feeling this as like the masculine and the feminine. So like somebody who's more anchored into their masculine energy and someone who's much more anchored into their feminine energy. So the Two of Wands is like when we're setting the intentions. So I feel like, yeah, it's interesting. I feel like it's sort of like he, right now to me, the way he's looking is he's sort of like holding this pentacle and he looks a little bit like not impressed. So I feel like this is like a masculine energy who's manifested quite a bit in the physical realm, but still doesn't feel complete. Like they don't feel like they have what it is, everything that they're looking for. It's like they're holding this pentacle and they're like, that's great. Like I have money now, or I have, you know, notoriety or stability or whatever it is, but like I'm not really satisfied. And he's sort of thinking with this and like trying to manifest her. And she's sort of sitting here too. And you can see she looks sad to me a lot of times, but in this picture right now, she kind of looks like irritated if you look at the face more closely there. So it's sort of like she's holding this crazy looking cup, really. This massive cup. And she's just, and this cup of emotion, this cup of intuition, this cup of all of the beautiful watery energies, right? It's like the Queen of Cups is very centered in those energies, in her feminine energies. She's holding all of that emotion and intuition and whatever else it is that she's sort of accumulated. But she's kind of like not super satisfied with it either. I feel like they both have a lot of things, but they don't have each other. And so not all of those things are really satisfactory because of that. And I feel like it's sort of like that balance, right? Like in order for her with all that she has to be more balanced, she needs that pentacle. She needs that earth energy. And the earth energy needs that water energy. So, yeah. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords, which is like indecision, needing to make a choice, not knowing what choice to make, and just really being called to go internally and call on your intuition in order to make that choice. Let's keep going and see what else comes up. So we have the Five of Pentacles, which is loss, often material loss. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is a material accomplishment and really working hard on your goals. So I feel like now we have an energy as well of somebody who feels as though they lost a lot and then worked really hard to gain that all back. And then we have the Empress. So this is the ultimate feminine energy, right? This is the embodiment of all four of the queens. This is the nurturing, the earth mother energy, the feminine energy in all of its glory and all of its bounty. Followed by, interestingly enough, the Nine of Swords. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. Sometimes they surprise me the way that they hop out. So, yeah, this is really fascinating. So it's like a perceived loss, a loss followed by a lot of hard work to build. I feel like this is somebody who lost a lot and really worked hard to build themselves up. Not just in terms of finances, but in all terms of abundance. And it wasn't an easy journey. It wasn't an easy journey. Huh? Okay, so I'm getting a couple different things here. It wasn't an easy journey. It involved overcoming a lot of mental blocks, a lot of mental anguish, a lot of ways that the mind played tricks, right? And then it involved a lot of balancing, a lot of having to prioritize, having to choose, having to weigh out options. And then there was ultimately a change in perspective, possibly a sacrifice that led to triumph and victory, and then the Four of Wands, which is like the ultimate card of union and happiness and domestic bliss and all of this. Yeah. So I'm getting that, and then I'm also getting this feeling of somebody who felt as though they were really, really sort of got the short end of the stick in some type of situation and had to work really hard to rectify. There was some sort of some situation involving this feminine energy, and whatever the situation was that required all this work to be put in around this feminine energy created a lot of emotional turmoil and also required a lot of balancing and sacrifice. But in the end, like, that's going to work out advantageously. Yeah. Somebody's just in a whole lot of turmoil and confusion over some feminine energy here. But I mean, the cards are boding very well. We got the Four of Wands was the last card that came out. We got the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck, which is like an apology and a small offer of love. And then the Page of Pentacles, which is also like a slow and steady small offer. So I'm seeing, whatever the situation was, I'm seeing that there is going to be movement as far as all of that goes. Very interesting, very interesting. Yeah. It involves a lot of confusion, a lot of heavy burdens that were carried that don't need to be. And once those burdens are put down, we have absolute fulfillment on every level, right? This is completely well manifested, materially manifested success in every aspect of life. And love, Ace of Cups. So it's looking good, whatever that situation was. Sometimes when we get involved with these relationship type readings, there's just so many different energies. It can be a little crazy to try to interpret, but we give it our best and we go from there. And I'm going to do some Moonology cards as well and just see what these Moonology cards have to say. But I feel like the whole shift in perspective was really important for you guys. And that journey of sort of going inside and canceling out all of that sort of mental noise and everything. And so, yeah, I will keep these actually. So these kind of fell out on the bottom. So we had conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse, and your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So whatever it is, whether this for some of you guys has to do with that situation, whether this has to do with the culmination of a project in general, something that you've put a lot of hard work and dedication into, like that is, like you are going to see the fruits of those labors coming around. And then we also have, it's time to take action, new moon in Aries, bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius, and the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So this is, yeah, this situation where you've put a lot of hard work and effort into, like you are going to reap the rewards from that. There's more action that needs to be taken to really accomplish and get what it is that you want. And that action will culminate in the end of this tough cycle that you've been experiencing. But you're like, whatever action you take, you're being called to really bring love into that situation, to act from that place of love and compassion, and to really let that be your guide. Like when we have this Aries energy, right? It's like that Emperor energy. It's very take charge. It can sometimes, and we've all been feeling it, right? That kind of reckless energy where we kind of want what we want, and we felt like we were being pushed, we were pushing and sort of beating our heads against those walls sometimes as far as like the actualization of our desires, and we're getting tired of it, and we're getting ready to just like bulldoze like full speed ahead toward what it is that we're wanting. And so this is just a reminder that like it is important to take action, and it is the time to do that. However, like you want to do that lovingly. You want to do that lovingly, and you want to do that in a way that cares for everybody in the situation. And if you have been struggling, if there has been that cycle with that Nine of Swords energy, right? Like the end of that is approaching. Like we saw, you had like the Six of Wands, you had the Four of Wands, you had some beautiful cards that indicate triumph in a situation that may have seemed confusing and may have seemed like almost impossible. So whatever situations it is that you guys are going through, as long as you act with love and you think with love and you take those steps back to be like, how can I approach this situation, this person more lovingly, that's going to really help, and that's going to move things forward in a way that is more pleasant for everybody involved, I guess you would say. So then we also had the answers you need are coming, new moon in Gemini, and show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. And so this, so this is just really confirming with this, bring love into the situation, the new moon in Aquarius. We have the new moon and the full moon in Aquarius cards. And so it's like the Aquarius energy is strong here. And it's like you want to draw on those Aquarian qualities as well. So you want to be loving, you want to be kind, but you also want to be authentic. You really want to be authentic, right? And this is paired with the Mars energy. So this is really coming on strong. You want to be real, right? Like we talked about that energy in the beginning of the reading where you're kind of like doing research and trying to figure out what's going on because you're feeling like things aren't quite on the level. And so you don't want to be that person either who's not quite on the level, right? So you want to be completely authentic, completely truthful, and really, just approach the situation with that Aquarian integrity, right? That's part of this cycle, and what you are learning is how to act with integrity, how to speak with integrity, how to move through the world with integrity, and just really like carrying that with you and understanding that any situations that you were involved in where people were not on the level were there to mirror some aspect of yourself. So really coming to understand that and to really just keep bringing it back to the self and just keep bringing it back to like, other people are going to do what they're going to do, but I can stand strong in my own truth and in my own integrity, and I can act from a place of honesty and integrity regardless of what other people are doing around me. Like being around those kind of energies does not have to pull me into that energy. That kind of idea, right? Of being loving, but also like calling people out on their shit when they need to be called out on their shit, I'm feeling like for some of you guys. But like doing that, like we said, with compassion. And I think for some of you guys, you've been trying to figure out and understand how it is that you can live more authentically. You felt like you were kind of stunted and stifled, like we were talking about that, like running up against walls. Like you really want to be authentically who you are, but there's just so many people around you who maybe don't understand you, or so many situations where you're called to be somebody or something other than what you are. And so you're really seeking for those people and those experiences that allow that you can be yourself in and be yourself around, and just really wanting to figure out like, how can I live more authentically in all aspects of my life? Like, when can I stop having to play all these different roles and just like take off the suit and be who I am? And so the answers and the understanding around that are coming. And this is the full moon in Gemini. So once again, it's like those answers may come through conversation. They may come through other people. They may come, Gemini is that curious energy. It's also that energy that does rule social media and stuff like that. So some of this research and some of this stuff that you guys are doing may reveal some of those answers to you. As far as for all different sorts of things, this is bringing me back toward the energy at the beginning of the reading too, with sort of like how you were sort of looking, and I said maybe some of you guys were kind of like spying and trying to figure things out. Like you will find that like all of the different avenues, like if you pray for truth and understanding, you will receive that, and it could come in all kinds of different ways, from different people, from different avenues, from who knows, right? But that energy, like those answers will come, and those answers may help you to understand how to move forward in whatever situations we've been discussing that you guys are encountering right now. And those are also answers that are gonna help you figure out how it is to really embrace that energy of who you are and bring that forward into the world. Like, there's just so many things I feel like you guys are trying to figure out right now, and those answers and those understandings are coming. And it's just really that energy of, I'm feeling for some of you guys too, like spending time with your friends. Spending time with your friends, spending time enjoying life, having fun, right? That's that Gemini energy. And like letting that recharge and revitalize you. Spending time with the people in your life that you do have, that do understand you and do get you, and whose perspectives and opinions you do value. And allowing that energy to kind of like rub off on you as well. Any last cards here? Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. So there is powerful change on the horizons for you guys. You have been growing. There's like whatever the things that you were attempting to manifest, I feel like a lot of those, like as you continue to focus your energies on the highest solution possible in any of these scenarios that you're worried about. Pray for that highest solution possible. Pray for the understandings that you need in order to help facilitate and bring about this highest resolution possible. And just know that energy that you're putting into what it is that you want, even if you feel like you're hitting walls right now, like that is absolutely manifesting for you. And there's so much change that you guys probably are not even anticipating. Like, I feel like you guys are going to take a little bit of action, and you're going to do, there's like a thing that you've needed to do for a really long time that you just haven't had the courage to do. And once you do that thing, it's going to be like this domino effect where all of a sudden like these huge changes, and they're positive changes, right? But change can still be scary. And I feel like for some of you guys, it's like, you know this already. And so like, even though you can feel that change coming, and you know that it's going to be so electrifying and so beautiful and so like everything that you want, you're very close to achieving your goals. A new start is coming, right? So we got the new moon eclipse and the new moon card. And you got a ton of new moons here. So this is so much new energy. For all full moons and new moons, but like, I'm really feeling the new moons for you guys. Like, yeah, you've known and you've been a little bit afraid, but it's going to be such beautiful change. Like, you guys are ready for it. You're ready for it, and you can handle it. If you've been wondering and you've been worrying that maybe you weren't ready for whatever change is on the horizon, you absolutely are. So don't be afraid to take those steps that you know that you need to take in order to get where it is that you know or you hope that you're going. And know that like you're going there and so much further beyond there than you can even like comprehend and imagine right now. It's going to be positively magical. And then under that we have surrender to the divine. Spirit has so much in store for you. Then that's the full moon card. Has so much in store for you, right? It's like the manifestation from the new moon to the full moon. For some of you guys, like, set some really powerful intentions for this new moon that's happening. Actually, it's happening right now as I record this. But still, we're going to be in the energy of it. Like, if you guys catch this video tonight when it's posted, or, you know, in the next couple days, you'll be within that energy. Really capitalize on that. Really utilize that to your advantage to really set these intentions in motion, and just know that like what you are attempting to bring about is absolutely what you wants you, and it is on its way to finding you. And then we have, what do you need to release? And you are good enough. So for some of you guys, I feel like this is like part of your fear too, and your hang up is that you feel like you're still getting hung up a little bit on worthiness. Like, am I worthy of all this stuff that I'm wanting to manifest into my life? Am I worthy of love, right? Am I worthy of success? Am I worthy of all these things? And the answer is, and this is the full moon in Virgo card, like, you absolutely are. You are worthy of all of that and so much more than you even know. So just open yourself up. Just surrender. I feel like a lot of you guys like have been getting answers for a while now. You've been getting those nudges. You know what you need to do. You know you have some sort of sense of what might be coming if you do those things. And it's just like maybe this video is the push for you to do what it is that you know you're being called to do. Maybe for some of you guys, that's what surrender to the divine means, is like Spirit saying, I've been sending you not even just like messages, I've been sending you billboards. Like, you know exactly what these, if I pull these down, like they all landed on top of the it's time to take action card, right? Spirit's like, you know what to do. It's time to pull the trigger. Like, that's how you surrender to the divine, is by taking the action that you're being guided to take. And with that, I think I'm going to close up this reading. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you would like a personal reading or a personal healing, please reach out to me. My information's in the description box below. I do both. My energy healings are incredibly powerful, and I really, really, truly recommend those. If you guys need that final push to do what it is that you need to do to get over that last hurdle, to really heal any of those feelings of worthiness or unworthiness, I should say, that are kind of lingering in there, please reach out to me for that. I do a type of healing called Belvaspata. It's angelic healing of the heart. It works with the heart chakra. It works with the whole energy system, and really works with the energies of the ascension, these fifth dimensional and above energies, and these beings of light. And it is just absolutely beautiful. It can be so helpful. I also do personal ascension transit charts. So that's a service that you can check out as well if you want to get really deep into all of the different transits that are going on right now and how those are affecting your ascension process. So many different things that I offer that can be useful as you're navigating these energies. If you feel moved to donate to this channel, the link for that is down below as well. That helps to facilitate me making more free content for you guys. I love doing it. This is my passion. It fulfills me on such a deep level to be able to do it, but that definitely helps. Hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe if you want to catch more, and I will talk to you soon.